Hi everyone, my name is Dr. William Akins and I'm the Oboe professor at Colorado Mesa University. This year's etudes are from page 40 and 41 of Jaime Voxman's selected studies. Both are originally Fairleigh etudes, though the C-sharp minor etude is transposed up a step from the original key of C minor. I will perform both excerpts for you and discuss some strategies for how to approach each one. For the C-sharp minor etude, one of the biggest difficulties is intonation. Half-whole C-sharp is one of the sharpest notes on the instrument, so we have to work to create an open, round shape with our embouchure and throat to ensure that the pitch sits down. To do this, begin by playing a low octave C-sharp. This note tends to be flat on most oboes, which is good, because that'll help us orient to a lower pitch center. Play your low octave C-sharp, and when you're happy with that, simply open the half-hole. Do not change anything else. When you can do this accurately, add the third octave of C-sharp. From there, you can add a slow C-sharp minor arpeggio up to high E, which covers the range that we're asked to play in this etude. The suggested tempo for this excerpt is eighth note equals about 92, and the etude contains just the first 16 measures. More important than playing the printed tempo is the need to find a tempo where you can manage both breathing and technique. Look for places to breathe out. If you only breathe in, you'll feel very tired, full, and uncomfortable by the end of the excerpt. The printed breath marks are not obligatory. Find places to breathe that fit your physical needs without interrupting the phrase. You can always cut off a note early, provided you round off the end of the note. You cannot arrive late to the next note. Finally, when practicing this etude, save the ornamentation for after you've learned the main rhythm. For instance, in measure 9, start by playing through the B sharp without a trill or the turn. Once you're comfortable with the printed rhythm, add the turn, then add the trill. The same process can be applied to measure 15. The other tricky ornament occurs in measure 3. Play this one as one group that starts on the end of 2, with a little bit of emphasis on the singular grace note, the G sharp that leads right up to the B. Practice this etude carefully with a metronome and choose a tempo that is comfortable. For the fast excerpt, refer to the E major Fairleigh on page 40 of the Voxman book. This excerpt is also just the first 16 measures with a suggested tempo of quarter note equals 100. You'll need to be quite comfortable using left D sharp and playing up to high E. There's a misprint in this edition in measure 15. The E in the 16th note group on beat 4 should be a C sharp, which works us down through an A sharp diminished 7th chord. When tonguing in this excerpt, please note that staccato does not equal short. It means separate. Students frequently use the syllable tut, which creates a very dry and short articulation. It also stops the air, and it makes tonguing quickly nearly impossible. Instead, use a ta syllable, and when practicing slowly, focus on creating a full resonant sound. The shortness will come naturally as a result of the speed. So a tut articulation will sound like this. And using a ta articulation will sound like this. We must remember that repeated notes always have direction. In the beginning, think of the repeated B's as leading to the next beat and to the next bar. When this idea repeats throughout the etude, for example, measure 9, maintain that direction. In measure 13, high B's are repeated with the melody climbing gradually from a B up to an F sharp. Bring out the changes while gradually crescendoing towards measure 15. Keep the energy going all the way through the end of the excerpt with a nice open embouchure to help navigate that downward B major arpeggio in the last bar. The last thing to address is measure 3, which alternates between a melodic line and 3 high Cs. These C naturals can be difficult to manage, so start without them. Play the melody, focusing on the notes that change. When you add the high Cs, don't change your embouchure or the reed placement. Just blow through the line and move your fingers. An intermediate step could be to add the Cs but down the octave. Again, use a metronome and slowly build up this etude and lean into the musical ideas. There are more dynamic ideas to be found than what's printed on the page. Thank you for listening. My email, wakins@coloradomesa.edu, is in the description below. Please feel free to reach out anytime with questions. If you're interested in scheduling a lesson, I'd be happy to arrange a time either in person or online. Good luck with your audition.